Hello, everybody. Welcome inside the bullpen, in the bullpen. Eric Ballnar, Michael Dunn, the great, the one and only. Dunny, what's been going on the last week?
Well, you know, the same sort of stuff. It's been a pretty busy week at work. There's been some great baseball games going on, a bit of controversy around the place, and we're ready to have a chat about it all.
I feel like every time I call you on like a Monday just to talk about baseball, I'm like, what'd you do this weekend? And you're just like, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I lead a very
Do you do anything?
boring life. I do. Eric.
You watch, you consume SA baseball.
I follow the baseball a bit. I follow a bit of all the American sports, obviously, and just I keep to myself a bit, and that's the safest way to be.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to be on In the Bullpen, our very own baseball show brought to you by Hilltop Office Supplies. Breaks down everything going on in the South Australian baseball landscape. We got big guests. We got the star of the Women's League, Georgia Davis, on the show a little later on. Looking forward to that chat. 15 years old and lighting it up.
Yeah, we are looking forward to talking to her and finding out what makes her tick as a 15-year-old and her aspirations of where she can go with her baseball career.
Let's start with some Hilltop headlines, though. We'll start with the D1 men's competition, brought to you also by Hilltop Office Supplies. West Torrens, their pitchers were awesome on the weekend, propelled them to another victory. They're undefeated. You see the numbers on your screen. Unreal from West Torrens again.
Yeah, and when you get down to that finals time, it's really important. They've got some good pitching depth that will put them in good stead come finals time. It's easy to win some games when you play one game on a weekend, but when you've got to play three to get through a final series, it's important to have that depth there.
Well, this is without Will Corticus pitching, and Nathan Vanderlinden and Mitch Neuenborn combined for a shutout. Look at Neuenborn, 11 Ks in 6 1/3 innings.
Yeah, four hits for his 6 innings and no runs scored. So and Vandy's pretty much the same, no runs either. So these guys can stay hot. Then West Torrens will go a long way. They're obviously undefeated still, and it'll be interesting to see how far they can go before they actually just get beaten.
I hate calling it an upset because East Torrens were a finals team last year, and they are a good and competitive team. But Goodwood looked like they were humming along, and they lost 4-3 to East Torrens. So great effort from East Torrens. But what happened in the Goodwood game?
Yeah, they did have a few guys not there to play this weekend, but their defense let them down. I believe they lost 4-3, and all those runs were unearned. So unusual for Goodwood because they pride themselves on their defense, and on the weekend, I'm of the understanding they didn't play great defense.
I think that comes back to the theme that, I hear you and Tank and everybody talk about it with the Giants all the time, the word free bases. What does free bases mean, and how does that affect a team?
Yeah, well, obviously, free bases is you just need to keep guys off. Don't give them a free opportunity to get on base. A walk, hit by pitch.
Error,
extra bases, thrown over cutoffs, making a gagunk somewhere, just any extra free base that, in the end, if you sit down and work it out, it can cost you anywhere from, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs, and you lose by 1, go back and work out where it was, free bases.
On the other hand, I guess you're trying to take those free bases if you're on the attacking side of things. So if you have a plus minus of free bases, you want to be in the positive at the end of the game.
On the other side of it, you look at it and you say quality at bats.
Yeah, right.
So your quality at bats that's where you get your free bases.
Right.
Your walks, hit by pitches, bunt plays if you need to do them, hit and run if you need to do them. Just good at bats, taking pitches to extra depth in the pitch count. Face 12 or 13 pitches. It's even though you may get out in that situation, it still goes down as a quality at bat.
It's amazing how often you can making that simple play. That hard hit ball to third when there was a runner on third, instead of trying to force that play at home, just making the easy out, taking your medicine at first, instead of letting things compact on each other. Sometimes that does a trick.
Yeah, and sometimes too you can't stop it. Once that starts to snowball, it's really hard to stop as well. So a defense is really important. Yes, you can score lots of runs, but and you always seem to find that when you make an error, it always hurts.
Yeah.
Right? You make an error, they'll score 2. You make an error,
you're seeing that with the Seahawks this year.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're Goodwood players, too.
And they're Goodwood as well, so they're part of that group. So
Goodwood got to clean it up, but credit to East Torrens. Charlie Ashcroft in that game apparently was excellent, and he's been good all season long for East Torrens, who are 3-3, but probably should be 4-2. But they're playing good baseball.
Yeah, and they're around the mark. They just got to keep winning. They have to beat some of these top sides, as long as the same as what we said with Southern Districts.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but East Torrens at 3-3, they'll beat up on the teams below them, but they've got to start beating the teams above them to stay in the hunt. Otherwise, they just keep dropping further and further back.
Let's take a look at your power rankings. We got the 5 teams. Now, this is not based on the current standings. These are Michael Dunn's power rankings of the teams to beat right now. Starting at number 5, Goodwood. We talked about that. I'm guessing they got to clean up the defense for them to move up.
Yeah, they do. And then the defense, they've got a good side, but they just need to sharpen up and polish up a little bit. Kensington at 4.
They're better than what they started on the year.
They are. Their pitching's holding up really well, and they've gained another guy, another Riley Moore from WA, which will help them as well. But they've both got at the minute, their pitching's hot and their hitting's hot. But we all know, being around baseball for as long as we've been around, somewhere in a 30-game season, something starts to get
So
cold.
you're going to look to see how they ride that blip.
Yeah, and you need your guys to stay healthy as well. If Kensington lose one of their pitchers for whatever reason, where do they start to sit in the ladder? They start falling off games because they don't have that pitching depth late in the games that helps them win games. So that's where it makes it really interesting.
Henley at 3. Now, they do have 2 losses to their name. They're 4-2, but they're sitting at 3 above Kensington and Goodwood. Their 2 losses are quality losses, if you count that. They lost to West Torrens. They lost to Goodwood in very tight games.
Yeah, and all the games that they have lost, they haven't been thumped. They're in every single game. They could probably be 5-0. But they'll be in games all year. They won't get blown out ever, I don't think. So they'll be around the mark the whole year.
Sturt, the defending champions, they started 0-2, and now they are pounding teams.
Yeah, and their last 4-0, right? And as you said, they've just been beating up on sides, and you probably don't want to be playing them right at the minute because they are pretty hot, and they might have taken some offence from us saying that they were on 2 and struggling, which they were probably sitting
They're
back
at number 2 in the ranking.
But they're only going to get stronger and stronger as the year goes on.
West Torrens, we talked about at the top of the broadcast. They're undefeated. That speaks for itself. But the last one I want to mention, Southern Districts, they're 4-1. They're not in the top 5. What do they need to do to cement themselves as that top 5 team?
Yeah, so what they need to do in the next probably half a dozen games, depending on who they're playing, because I'm not exactly sure what their roster is, but they need to beat some of those teams. So if
they beat Kensington once, they need another one.
Yeah, they need another one. They probably need another 2 because then it becomes 4 points.
Yeah.
Because it's the 2 points that you beat them, but then it's the 2 points that they beat someone else.
It's a scalp.
Yeah, it is a scalp. And then they stay in contention, and you need to stay somewhere around 5th and 8th over the next before Christmas. And if you don't, you tend to start to fall. Your players get a little bit tired. They lose a little bit of interest, and you start to fall away.
Well, let's look at the standings. We'll bring those up right now. This is how it's taking shape. The top 6 are the ones that make the finals, and it's jam-packed. It's early in the days. There's not a lot of separation. We expect that. West Torrens at 5-0, but like you said, that middle ground, Henley at 8 points, down to Woodville, who are down in 9th at 4 points. That's not a lot separating them, so any team can beat anybody at this point.
That's exactly right. And if you lose a couple in a row, you go from being 5th to 9th.
Yep.
Within, just by clicking your fingers. So, and the teams, you may play somewhere that's in 5th to 9th as well, 2 weeks in a row. Those guys jump up, and you just completely drop off.
Here's a look at the leaders of cross hitting. We'll start with that. Brody Areola, an Adelaide Giants player, broke out last year. He's having a big season. Brandon Manzella still on batting average, but Brody Areola, his numbers keep going up. Sean Maple, hitting the wheels off the baseball. He had 5 RBIs on the weekend, so he's now up to number 2 on the RBI list, number 5 there. And my favorite player, back on the RBI list at 4 tied at, had kind of disappeared for a little bit, but 4 tied at back on the RBI leaderboard.
Yeah, it's a strange. I don't know why you'd name your children tied at, but what is interesting as well, you can see why Sturt are probably winning too. Jackson Brebner Russ is up hitting 500 as well.
Yeah, and he's pitching good.
And pitching well, hitting well. So that's a great recipe for them to start winning more games.
Here are the pitching leaders. And again, AJ, he's pitching tonight in Super League. Look forward to watching him play. Mitch Neuenborn has not allowed a run yet.
And he's yet to play Super League.
Yep, and look at that, 14 1/3. That's not a small sample size anymore. He's now reached the qualified people on this ERA list. Fitzy, Gross. I mean, the strikeout leaders are starting to separate themselves, but that's the big one is those guys are the only players in South Australian baseball with an ERA under 2, including John Challenor at 1.59.
Yeah, and you'd expect Mitch to be in that sort of position too. Maybe not quite that low, but, last year's ABL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And he's come back from overseas bigger and stronger, and that's obviously proving that fact, and he's lighting it up early, and he's my red-hot favourite for the Caps.
Yeah, he's hitting good too. Women's side of things in the D1 competition, big congratulations to East Torrens. They won their first game in Division 1 East Torrens history, 11-9 over Woodville over the weekend. There's a shot of the team. They were stoked with it. Congratulations. Their first year in the D1 competition. Took them a few games. Hitting wasn't that consistent, but they finally broke through and beat Woodville.
Yeah, and if you ever had a betting pool, Eric, you picked this.
I did. Last week I said on the show.
You did early on. You said, hey, don't be surprised if East Torrens beat Woodville this week. Woodville had a few things going on. Someone was getting married and everyone was
Donna's wedding.
Going to
Fair
the
enough.
wedding, and then Carly broke her thumb, so she was out as well. So they were
11 runs
right
is 11 runs, though.
Totally, yeah. Totally.
And they played well, so congratulations, Torrens.
Yep.
Sturt, we're going to talk a bit more about Sturt women's baseball in a minute when we have Georgia Davis on the show. But Sturt win again. They beat Glenelg twice now this year. They've now separated themselves at the top of the standings. They're doing quite well, which is great to see Sturt. They've separated themselves.
Yeah, they'll be hard to catch now. I mean, they keep beating Glenelg and Woodville.
Twice.
Yeah, well, they just keep beating those teams. They just keep getting further and further away from them.
Let's talk more women's baseball when we come back. Georgia Davis is on the show. We'll see you in a second.
Hilltop Office Supplies are here to provide you with all your stationery, sanitary products and office equipment. We are a local business servicing local communities with the ability to offer you and your business the best prices. We offer a large range of office supplies from pens, ink cartridges and toner to monitors, keyboards and laptops. If you can't see it on our website or in our catalogue, ask us and we'll source it for you. We have a partnership with Kaishira Document Solutions where you will find many leasing options available for these state-of-the-art units and plenty to choose from whether you have 5 or 5,000 employees. We offer businesses a one-stop shop for all cleaning, kitchen and bathroom needs. Check out our website at www.hilltopofficesupplies.com.au. Register your business to stay on top of the latest sales and receive member specials. We are baseball people here to support the baseball community.
Back inside the bullpen, brought to you by Hilltop Office Supplies. We're joined by a rising star, maybe not even rising anymore. I think with numbers like this, Georgia Davis has arrived. Georgia Davis joins the show. Georgia, thanks for joining.
Hi, all good. Thank you for having me.
Georgia, 15 years old. You lead the competition in Women's Division I in wins, second in ERA, first in WHIP. You have the best walk per inning pitched ratio. You've walked 3 batters in 18 1/3. That's miles ahead of everybody else. One of the top in terms of strikeouts there. How's the season going for you, Georgia Davis?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been working really hard in the off season to come this season and, be the best I can be. So, yeah.
What does your schedule look like? I've heard from a few people. Yeah, let's do this. Let's take a week in a life of Georgia Davis. Can you walk us through Monday to Sunday what your life is like?
So Monday, straight after school, I come down here.
School?
So school, and then I come down here. And then from here, I go to the gym. And then Tuesday, I come back here. Then I go up to Sturt for under 17s training. Then Wednesday, back here, and then back up to Sturt again for women's training. Then Thursday, down here, and then work, maybe not. And then Friday, I have said no, off day, Friday. And then Saturday, work, and Sunday play, 2 games.
2 games on Sunday.
Yeah, 17s at 11, I think it is, and then women's at 4.
So that's the 17s with the men, and then the women's competition right after that.
Yeah.
Do you pitch in the men's competition too?
No, I save all my pitching for the women's games.
Gee, Dunny, that's a busy schedule.
Yeah, some of the boys wouldn't be able to keep up with that. They'd need to sleep for 3 weeks after that schedule. That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work. So, I mean, when did you know that you wanted to be, I don't know, do you want to be a baseball player? And when did you know you wanted to be one?
Well, I was actually just watching TV with my dad, and we turned on to, I think it was the Australian team playing, and I was like, oh, that'd be fun. So, like, a couple weeks later, I went down to Glenelg for my first orientation to baseball and fell in love with it there.
And I've known you from just being around at all the Biting Giants games growing up and chasing around and, I don't know, just having fun at the baseball games with everybody too. You're just around the field.
Yeah. I just love being around baseball in general. So, yeah, it's good.
So who's your baseball idol and why is it me?
I have a lot of different idols, like Carly Moore, Bianca Smith, Matt Williams, just a couple. I've been growing up watching people like them, and they're just, all the effort and work they put into being what they are now is just so inspirational to me.
So where are you in, let's say, 5 years' time? What's your plan? What would you like to aspire to be in 5 years in your baseball career type thing? If it was available to you, where would you like to go with it?
In the near future, I'd like to be in the South Australian state team. Finally being able to represent my own state in state for a change would be good. And then one of my dreams is to go to college in America to play baseball, which a lot of girls are starting to do now. So, yeah, I'm hopefully doing that, and then hopefully the Australian team after that.
I like that because there's pathways there, especially open up, even with the prospects of the ABLW. Like the ABLW must be an intriguing prospect for you if that opens up.
Yes, I would hopefully be able to be in the WABL. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So when you were just a kid at the baseball games at Norwood Oval or at West Beach growing up, did you ever think that, hey, maybe I could wear that jersey one day?
Oh, probably not, but it's definitely become a dream that can become reality now. So yeah.
Dunny, let me list off a few more of Georgia Davis accomplishments.
Sure.
This is the Georgia Davis Show. So you were in the BSA Academy since 2016, so that's like 5-6 years ago. At age of 9, you were the first female to win an Open Men's MVP in under 11s, and then you backed it up. You were 9 then. And you're like, yeah, let's do it again when I'm a 10-year-old. Like I can dummy you as a 9-year-old. Let me do it as a 10-year-old. So beat the boys there. She's been in top 5 MVP votes of every competition she's played in her baseball career so far. And the youngest female in BSA ever to play D1 women's, made the top 10 last year, and the youngest female in the high performance program. Is that a good laundry list of things going on?
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's hard to beat that. So can you just talk us through how's the HP program helping you become better at baseball as well?
Oh yeah, the HP program has definitely helped me just all around as a player. Like we're doing the Driveline program with Riley Moore, and he's just amazing all around. But yeah, I've definitely gotten stronger and seen major improvements from being in this program, and yeah, I'm hopefully gonna continue getting better through it.
Former Team Australia pitcher and Adelaide Bite pitcher, and I know someone that's worked with you a lot before is Matty Williams. Everybody remembers him with the big goofy beard wandering around. He doesn't have that anymore. Looks weird.
He's still got something, hasn't he? Or is it completely off?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like it used to be. Either way, can you talk to me a little bit about what Matty's kind of meant to you in your development as a baseball player?
Yeah, so when I was at Glenelg Baseball Club, he was like my pitching coach, and basically helped me and shaped my pitching style to where I am now. I still ask for him for help because I'm good friends with him and Bianca Smith. So yeah, he's been a big reason of like why I am today. So.
And what is that? What is your pitching style? What do you throw when Michael Dunn's in there trying to hit a ball off of you?
Throw it at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, probably if too close to the plate, maybe a little wake-up call high inside.
Oh, I love this.
I like it. That is.
Yeah, but just try to get up in the count as soon as possible, and then try to get him with a few off speeds early on. So yeah.
It's not a lot of walks.
No. So I mean, I have one last question that I have to ask you in regards to what do you say to anyone from any young girl who's from 10 years old on right now to aspire to be you? What do you say to them right now to tell them to keep pushing their dreams and trying to get better?
Just you might think that it's impossible and that you can't do it, but trust me, you can achieve what you aspire to.
Well, Georgia, we've loved watching you pitch so far this year. Lighten up the competition. We hope that continues. Thanks for joining the show, and we hope to be talking to you hopefully in a little finals run for Sturt later on this year.
Yeah, hopefully, thank you.
Or Caps Medal Night.
Or Caps Medal Night, maybe. We'll get
Maybe
our
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Georgia, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Georgia Davis, everybody. We'll be back. We're going to talk some charter baseball. We got a couple Marlins coming up after this. We'll find out what's going on there.
Looking for the finest in household items to complement and complete your dream look? Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse pride themselves on the best customer service, communication, and quality furniture.
We try and offer our customers is the opportunity to buy on-trend furniture at a discounted price.
Go see Super League Baseball sponsor Just the Thing Furniture for their wide range of quality furniture to find the perfect item that will complete your home and suit your budget. Mention Super League Baseball for free Metro delivery. Just the Thing Furniture, open 7 days a week.
Back inside the bullpen, Eric Ballnar, Michael Dunn calling everything. We got a couple charter folks around here. You see the top, not senior league, I guess the what do you call the Super League Marlins play all the time. But where does it all begin?
Right here.
Right
This
here.
is where it all starts.
Little League Marlins joining us in the house. We've got Owen Kuzner. We've got David Patton. Boys, thanks so much for joining us on the show today.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's good. All right, so you guys are down at the field today. What are you doing at the field today?
Just Marlins tryouts for Junior League today. Yeah.
Marlins tryouts for Junior League. So how long have you been in the charter program, and what club are you from originally?
I was from East Torrens, and I've been trying out for Marlins for quite a bit ever since the start of Little League, really.
Yep, and have you been on some teams before?
I've been on 2. The first one was COVID. That got delayed, yeah. And the last one, yeah, I got to play and got to go to Lismore.
I mean, COVID's affected everybody, needless to say, but that must have that couldn't have been too fun getting the word that the competition was canceled, something you've been working hard for.
Yeah, it was really disappointing, but yeah, COVID's COVID.
And David, why did you decide to get involved with the charter program, and what's your role?
Head coach of the Junior League Marlins. I probably said to a few people after the end of last club season that I either need to get a new chair because I'd been sitting as a spectator for 2 years, or put my hand up and have a bit of stress and coach again. So I'm coaching Owen at ET. So I got the under-15s at ET, and we're currently sitting on top of the ladder undefeated, which is good. And this was just a follow of that. It's just something I always wanted to do. Looked like it wasn't going to happen for a period of my life, but I'm more than happy to jump on now and give it everything. So,
Why did you decide to play baseball, Owen?
Ever since my dad started, I've been watching him and my brother, so I just thought, why not come on and play as well?
Don't you know a little bit about Owen's dad?
I do. We played a lot of baseball against each other and together as well. So, I know Coos from the old days.
What was he like as a player?
Very quiet, very kept to himself. Good pitcher, lefty pitcher, good pick-off move. He knew what he was doing. He's a good dude.
And why do you keep playing?
Just because I want to be an MLB player when I'm older and just continue, playing my dreams,
And David, what is it about getting involved in the charter program again that kind of keeps you going and excited to go to the ballpark?
I can't get enough of it, and that's why I think I really have the passion for it at the moment. So putting in the time, the effort and everything, I can't. I said to the boys tonight, I said, don't stand around here thinking this is about picking a team to go to state. Or even to nationals. I'm here to pick a team that wants to go to the US. So that is our goal, is the World Series, and we'll do everything we can to get to that.
So talk us through tonight? Is tonight the first sort of training, and so my questions are, what's the process about going through the training program? Then when do you pick your team? Where are your nationals this year, and where does it sort of fall onto? Where's the end to get to the end goal? What is between now and getting to the end goal in the US?
Well, we've got trials starting tonight, so tonight's just pitchers and catchers, so we're a little limited.
It's where Owen
space
comes in.
And we mixed it knowing that the Marlins were playing tonight, so that was our reasoning for doing that. So I've got probably 3/4 of those trying out here tonight. We've got a good probably 25 to 30 kids here tonight, which is good. So from that we'll go to 2 Saturdays of trials, which will be more testing their base running speed, their throwing, their hitting, that sort of thing. So hopefully by the 1st of December, we'll actually have our team of 13. Maybe take a little bit of a break, maybe do some social events so the boys just get to know each other. Most of them do know each other. And then really get into it probably in the new year, aiming at the states, which are here. And then the nationals are here as well. So the state championships, I think, are late April, and then the nationals are May sometime. And then, as I said, the big goal going to the US. So that is our goal. And hopefully COVID doesn't stop that if we win. It could be a nightmare if we win and then get told, well, you're not going.
Yeah, the good problem to have, though.
Yeah, true.
Owen, what about some of your favorite baseball players growing up, or even now? Do you watch some baseball? Do you have any favorite players?
My favourite player is Anthony Rizzo, because my favourite team's the Chicago Cubs. And he's always,
Cubs?
Yeah. He was always there, so I thought, choose a favourite player, and he was the one that stands out the most.
And do you have a player that you try to model your style of play after?
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole's a pretty good pitcher to model your play after, I reckon. Yeah. And what about the makeup of the Marlins right now? I know everyone's trying to try for some spots on the team here, but got some pretty good talent and teammates?
Yeah, they're all good friends to be around.
Who's a teammate of yours that we should watch out for, maybe? Give us the Owen Kuzner scouting report on a superstar player we should keep our eye on. You can't say yourself, can't say your coach.
It would probably be Jonah. He's hit heaps of bombs so far. And, yeah, he's batting real good.
Back that up, coach.
Yeah, I think, again, as I said to the boys tonight, I'm not picking the best 13 baseballers. It will be the 13 that I believe will give us the best team. So don't turn up tonight going, well, yeah, I know I'm better than those kids, I'm going to get picked, because you may not. So we're looking for a lot more depth.
You a good teammate, Owen?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, what makes you a good teammate? Put you on the spot.
Kind, helping out whenever they need to. Yeah.
Awesome qualities to have, and we can hear you can throw the ball pretty good. Owen, Dave, thanks so much for joining us on the show today. We'll let you get back to training, and best of luck in the Charters.
Thank you.
We'll be back. We're going to break down some community moments after this. We'll see you on the other side.
Hilltop Office Supplies are here to provide you with all your stationery, sanitary products and office equipment. We are a local business servicing local communities with the ability to offer you and your business the best prices. We offer a large range of office supplies from pens, ink cartridges and toner to monitors, keyboards and laptops. If you can't see it on our website or in our catalogue, ask us and we'll source it for you. We have a partnership with Kaishira Document Solutions where you will find many leasing options available for these state-of-the-art units and plenty to choose from whether you have 5 or 5,000 employees. We offer businesses a one-stop shop for all cleaning, kitchen and bathroom needs. Check out our website at www.hilltopofficesupplies.com.au. Register your business to stay on top of the latest sales and receive member specials. We are baseball people here to support the baseball community.
You know where I printed all my notes, my fancy notes?
Tell me, Eric. Tell me.
Well, we ordered some stuff through the Giants when I was at my day job there through Hilltop Office Supply, and within seconds we got it, and I've been printing up a storm. The ink, flawless. It's been good. No, service is great. Hilltop Office Supplies, big shout out to them.
Yes, you know, we've the website's now live as well, so make sure you go and have a look on there as well, and it's growing on a daily basis. We're putting more and more stuff up there, and we're getting more and more lines. So anything we need, or if you can't find anything online, certainly just drop us an email, and we'll be able to help you out.
Well, Dunny, this is the favorite part of my show, show right now. It's hearing about what's going on in the baseball community, getting people to send in stories. I've been really overwhelmed by some of the feedback. I've got a few stories I wanted to read out tonight. I can only choose one. We're going to have to spread them out over the bit, so keep sending them in to either message me directly on Facebook. You can find me, whatever that looks like, or events at baseballsa.org.au. A lot of milestones to get through in a story, but it sincerely is my favorite part of the show, just because we get to talk about what happens in the baseball community.
Yeah, it's fantastic, but we'd still love some bloopers.
Yeah, still would love some bloopers.
Send us in some bloopers. We want to have some funny bloopers.
We've had some funny stories.
We have. We'd like some funny sporting bloopers to come up on videos to come up on the show that we can put back out there to the community to have a bit of a giggle at the end of the show.
Let's get to a couple shout-outs. We'll go with Southern Districts first. Andrew Rogers, he's been playing some senior games. He's been up in D1, and Southern District's going pretty good. 450 senior games, pretty good.
What is he, 90?
He's 90 years old. Look at him right there, spring chicken Andrew Rogers. One of the cool stories that we found out through the week, 2 twins, Hayden Fuchs and Sophie Fuchs, both at Adelaide. They're twins. They grew up playing junior baseball together, got all the way up to under 16s together before Hayden went off and played 18s. And then they both took some time away from baseball. They came back about a year after each other. Shared a post of it up on the Baseball SA Facebook page of them smiling together. Pretty cool. They both hit 100 games over the weekend at the same time. Sophie plays D2 women's. Hayden plays D2 men's, both at Adelaide Angels. Twins, Basil. Twins.
It's
unbelievable.
It's amazing how that works, that twins hit the same milestone at the same time.
I know.
And as you see there with Sophie, she's played 51 women's games and 49 men's games. So that's a lot of games against the men.
Big ball
too.
of energy,
Yeah,
Sophie.
totally. That's great.
James Bell over at Henley and Grange. He's been a key part of that side for a while. Did he play Super League one year?
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, definitely did.
200 games. James Bell racking them up as well. Another guy it's snuck up here. Jimmy Passmore over at Sturt, 450 games. There's a look at vintage Jimmy up online. A couple over at Adelaide again. Tim Wilby played 100 games. Big shout out to Tim. Here's a special shout out to Spacequake Sports. They produce the show. They do a lot of, everyone knows Spacequake in the community. On the very first broadcast they ever did, the camera operator, Dan Jones, just played his 200th game of baseball over at Adelaide Angels. So shout out to you, Dan. Tyler Butterwick, rising junior over at Henley and Grange, hit 100. A lot of 450 game milestones because Joe Kajina at Glenelg hit 400 senior games, ripping through it. And Nate Burlow over at Henley and Grange hit 200 games. So a lot of people hitting milestones. I'm sorry if we missed any. We're trying to get them all. Keep sending them through. We'll keep scouring through, but a lot of milestones to get through.
Yeah, but if you keep sending them in, we'll keep putting them on the show, and it just acknowledges your club baseball players that have been around and make your club what it is today. So keep sending them, and we'll keep acknowledging them.
Are you ready for story time?
Tell me, I love your story time. We should name this. We should give this a name. Maybe the viewers can give this a name like Eric's bedtime stories or something like that.
Because a few people messaged me, a few people sent stuff into the events email, and I couldn't honestly choose all of them. I just had to pick a story that I kind of liked this week, it felt like. And I'll get the other ones probably next week, let's be real.
Yep.
But this one I really liked just because of the passion it was written as well. It comes all the way from Northern Districts, and it's about Craig Alexander. A nice baseball story here. He played at a different club last summer, but it was his first time ever playing baseball. He only pitched in 3 games last summer. Played winter ball out at Northern Districts, and he pitched every game. But he's completely self-taught, worked on his pitching skills, got a few tips over the last couple weeks from awesome people out at Northern Districts helping him out. And then, but he's always trying to get those pitches as low as possibly can. He's about efficiency, this man, Craig. So he'd gone
about
through
Super League. It's like Super League.
This would be a gun Super League pitcher because, as we're told, that it was an amazing innings and one that he'll never forget. And that innings this is submitted by his wife and team score, and she says she'll forever brag about it. Top of the third innings, Craig comes in to pitch. First batter flew out to shortstop, 1 out. First pitch again. Second batter, same thing, out at third. First pitch, second out. Unfortunately, a ball was taken by the next batter. But the next pitch, grounded out right back to the pitcher, got the third out, 3 up, 3 down, 4 pitch innings, and he says his next mission is a 3-pitch inning. So, curious for you here is how many, if any, 3-pitch innings have you been involved in a senior game? 3-pitch innings, start to finish, not a pitcher coming in, getting a double play and 2 outs. We're talking about total pitches in the inning was 3 only.
I'd say none.
That's ridiculous.
No,
4 is
if that happened at our level of baseball, then the coach would not be a happy person.
First pitch swings.
And he would certainly let you know that he's not a happy person.
But good on him to get those strikes thrown right away. Like,
yeah.
they're giving him something to swing at, and they're obviously not doing much with it. But
absolutely.
And how often has a 4-pitch inning happened? Probably not very often. So I thought that was a pretty cool story.
Yeah, that is a good story.
Of a quirky thing that has happened.
I agree.
So thanks for sending that through. I love hearing those quirky baseball stories. We've had stories of pulled hamstrings. In my baseball game, one of the guys I played with pulled his hammy running into third today. That's another story. But, I love those stories, even if it's kind of...
It's just people playing in the
athletes.
lower grades that are just... Well, they call themselves athletes. I'm not sure
no
whether
athletes.
that's the right word for it nowadays. It's...
what do you call you? Athlete.
Just over the hill. I'm just done, dusted. That's why I play golf now.
No volunteer of the week this week, not because there aren't a lot of great volunteers, but we're going to use this time to shout out somebody that deserves even more recognition, even though she's getting it all.
Who's that? Do we know her?
Rowena Travaskis. Big shout out to her. She won the Sports Administrator of the Year at the SA Sports Awards over the weekend. There's Smiling Row right now. We're going to introduce Rowy's rules coming up in future segments.
We're looking forward to that. That'll be great.
We'll learn a lot.
Yep.
Probably too much.
But no, Rowy does a fantastic job for BSA under Sarah, obviously, as well. But she works endless hours and hours and hours with everything that she does and the rules and the amount of phone calls that she takes every week from people wanting to know, answers to questions or rules or people needing permits to play games. It's just an endless task that she has from week to week, and she thoroughly deserves all the accolades that she gets.
And sometimes feels thankless, I'm sure.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's not, she gets a lot of people calling her with a lot of griefy things more than acknowledgement things. So it's a hard-earned job. It's not, she's a bit like a dentist. No one ever says thank you.
Yep.
When you walk out of the dentist, it's a pretty much the same thing with Rowy's role in her job. It's she has to answer. Sometimes she has to give some tough answers, and some of those answers are no, and people don't like being told no.
No, but Rowena, well deserved. Thank you very much for everything you do. Baseball in South Australia is better because you are involved in it. So no volunteer, but she does a lot of volunteering still.
And Rowy, we salute you.
Thanks, Rowy, and thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll be back again next week. We're going to try to even get Rope Rowy on the show, maybe. We'll see.
Rowy's Rules. We might have a new segment.
Big Super League game, though.
Stay tuned.
Coming up.
Big Super League game.
Seahawks season on the line.
Absolutely.
Let's go. We'll see you then, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.